In this video, we're going to look at the most common and most popular chess opening, the king and pawn with the four knights defense Italian game. Here, after knight f3, the best move is just to play knight c6 because we want to develop and defend. We want to defend while we're developing. We can play d6 here. That's what black can play. However, you're not developing a piece, so it's not as good. So black should play knight c6. And after bishop c4, black could just come out with the two knights. However, that does allow the fried liver attack, and it's okay for black, but you have to know what you're doing. So I don't recommend it unless you know the fried liver attack. If you don't know it, I recommend that you watch my videos on the fried liver attack. I'll link them in the description below. Anyway, here the most easiest way to play, most common, is bishop c5. That's what you'll see. Now knight g5 is not possible because the queen would just take, the knight would be in the way before. So here we go, knight c3, knight f6, d3, and now, very important, after d6, we have to play the move a3. Not necessarily a3, you could play a4, but the concept is all the same. You want to have a hiding spot for your bishop because black's threat here, if we just castle, is knight a5, and now you can't avoid the bishop for knight trade. In this position, first of all, you would know that you probably heard that the bishop pair is an advantage. This is true, but also you want to keep this bishop in this opening. It's very important for your attack. Here we would have to lose the bishop pair and this important bishop. So for that reason, we play a3 here. Now, what's the cue to play a3? I'll give you a tip. It's d6. Why is that? I'll show you. So d6 is protecting this pawn. If black didn't play d6, let's say actually just he went ahead and just prematurely went for this attack without d6, now we can just take this pawn, and you'll notice we're defending the bishop. So if black comes here and takes, we take back with the knight. And yes, we lost that bishop. I just said you don't want to lose. But again, chess is about what's most important. Black gave up an important pawn in the center of the board, and that's not enough. White is better here. For that reason, we wait for black to play d6. After that, we play pawn a3. Again, you could play pawn a4 too. And here, the most common response is bishop d6. E6, excuse me. So now the computer is going to say you can take here, and that's the best move, and that's fine. It is a good move. It's playable. However, I really don't recommend it because we're humans, and humans have to play certain positions. We play certain positions better than others. So if you take this, you're bringing black's pawns into the center, guarding key squares, and when black castles, you'll notice he has an open file for his rook. It's actually just going to be an easier game for black to play from a human standpoint. For that reason, I recommend playing bishop a2. And let's say black does take, we take back with the knight, not with the rook, because we always want to maintain our flexibility, just in case we want to castle queenside. If we move the rook, that would forfeit our right to castle queenside. Okay, so here let's say black castles. Now we could castle ourselves, and let's say black gets the rook into the game. We bring our knight back into the game. Queen comes into the game. We'll play bishop e3. Now let's say black takes us, which is normally what they play. Sure, we'll take back. Again, the computer says this is fine, but this is how you want to play this. We have key central squares guarded. The knight's not dropping in here. This knight always likes to come in this direction in this game, and this is an important square for the knight. However, the pawn is stopping it. We also have an open lane for a rook to attack. So let's say black plays some, common moves here, some reasonable moves here. We'll just develop. First of all, we want to double our rooks because we have an open file, right? So I won't go ahead and do it right away because the knight actually comes down here, harasses the rook, and it's very annoying. So for that reason, I would play h3 first. This does two things. It stops the knight from being annoying, and also it gives air for our king so we don't get back rank mated possibly later on in the game. Okay, so h3, let's say something like h6. Now we can start doubling our rooks. And we want to develop all our pieces, so we'll develop our queen. Let's say black expands on the queen side. Now we have double rooks here. This is a very good game. And now what you want to do here is the last step is to get your knight to f5 if you can. And if you can, this is an excellent position. This is a very common opening, the most popular opening, and this is a very common outcome if you play the strategies and implement them that I just showed you. In the next video, I'm going to show you an actual real game that I played on chess.com where everything basically panned out the way I describe it here. So all the things that are theoretical here, I execute in an actual game, and I do this all the time, hundreds, probably thousands of times, and I see it on a weekly basis. So this should be very, very instructive. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and check out this video. Catch you guys next time. Go play some chess.